So last night I watched Dune Part 2. A friend of mine had invited me over because his friend had won some tickets in a contest and then he won two more tickets. He got two more tickets from his community, his online community. So we got to go see a pre-screening and got to be some of the first people in South Africa to watch the movie. And when I tell you that, I've never been at a pre-screening before, okay? So I thought that was like a rich people thing, or a celebrity thing. So I never thought I'd ever experience something like that. It was amazing. Got to take a picture in front of I have this incredibly terrible photo of me at the pre-screening. You got free popcorn, free drinks. Uh, they had mixers, they had cocktail mixers over there. They had and the cinema, the IMAX cinema was packed. Like, it was packed to the brim. They told us to basically come a whole hour earlier because of how many people they were showing up. I was like, oh my goodness. You know, the movie itself was a masterpiece. And it was like watching it in IMAX theater was probably the possible like experience you can get. So, if you can afford it, if you can find an IMAX theater, because this movie's coming out 1st of March, which is tomorrow at the time of this recording. So, um, yeah, that's the best possible experience. An IMAX theater is the best possible experience because this movie is just so, you need to be immersed into everything. And I think that's what made watching the first one a bit difficult because I didn't get to see it in theaters. I had to watch it off of my phone. My laptop, my terrible laptop, and then this phone. Not good. So yeah, watching in theaters, and I actually wish I paid money for this because this is movie is a masterpiece. Okay, visually, sound design, characterization, dialogue, politics, lore, history, the major aspect, the major themes of destiny and the premonitions, the future, seeing everything. I'm trying to be as spoiler free as possible, but I also try to tell you about what's happening in this movie. And I know it's funny to say this because Star Wars took a lot of inspiration from Dune, but watching these two movies is like, and I'm going to be waiting for part three. It's like I didn't get to see the original Star Wars trilogy at the time. I started with the prequels, and by prequels I mean the Clone Wars cartoon. Eventually, did watch the actual prequel movies. So this feels for me like I'm, this is my Star Wars. Not really, because this book. The book that this movie is based on is 60 years old. So, and I do plan to read Dune at some point. I do plan to, but I did read a little bit of one of the graphic novels. So, but I do plan to read the full book at some point. But overall, like, this movie comes out tomorrow, 1st of March. I don't know how long it's gonna be. It's gonna be on in theaters for, but you get the chance. First and foremost, before you watch the movie, watch the first one because you need to watch the first one. It literally sets up so much. It's gonna feel a bit like a prologue and stuff because the second movie is a lot faster in terms of pacing, but you absolutely need to watch the first movie. Watch the first movie. Come back. Go to your theater. Pay for a ticket. Buy a ticket for the second movie. Watch it. It is a masterpiece. It is one of my favorite cinematic experiences ever. And yes, being given somewhat VIP treatment that I wasn't expecting to have made it better. But like, I don't know. Maybe at some point I'll probably try and like watch it again. But for anyone watching, I absolutely recommend when this thing comes out, go out and watch this movie. It's amazing. All right, it's amazing. That's all I can say really, without spoiling it. Because then I want to nerd out and get into everything, but like, just watch it. All right. If you're a sci-fi nerd, if you like the first movie, if you like the book, I don't know. Yeah, if you're a book fan, I don't know how much it's gonna appeal to you if you're a hardcore book fan, but I have to. I know some tiny bits of it. I know that there's a lot of characterization and lore that couldn't be included in these movies because of adaptation length, and maybe just because they just wanted to go about it a different way. And I'd like to believe this is maybe the best adaptation we can get of a story like this. So that's ultimately, if you're a fan, if you're a longtime fan of the books and the series, you can make your opinions on that front. But I do really think like you should. I've repeated myself over and over, but just go and watch this movie. Just go and watch this movie when it comes out. It is amazing. That's all I can say. Yeah.